Hi, this is John with Flat 6 Motorsports, and standing in front of me today is a 992 Turbo S equipped with our Stage 4 Plus power kit. Is this the best car in the world? Let's find out. So the 992 Turbo S out of the factory is an incredible package. A lot of improvements were made over the 991 generation. This has a revised PCCB brake setup on it with 10 piston calipers, extremely elite braking. Also on the suspension side, it has sport PASM, it has rear wheel steer, PDCC, so this thing is fully loaded. It actually has front axle lift as well. But from a suspension standpoint, this thing can handle a ton of power with its all-wheel drive system and advanced traction management. It's really just begging for more power, and we've delivered more power with our Stage 4 Plus power kit. So what does that include? Now, making power on this platform is extremely simple. It just requires a few bolt-ons. We replaced the factory turbochargers with the Pure 1000 turbos. Now, these are factory housing with a larger wheel inside. They're direct replacement, very simple, but they allow better flow and are gonna make more power. We also add the CSF intercooler, which is going to allow us to lower intake air temperatures and allow denser air into the motor. And as we turn up the boost pressure and make more power, it's also going to allow heat to dissipate and keep this thing running reliably. To allow the car to breathe a little better, we added the BMC high flow air filters. And on the exhaust side, we have a Klein Innovation valved exhaust, which has a higher flow design, but also integrates with the factory PSC, so the valves can open or close, which is a very nice feature. We also added the DO88 turbo inlet hoses, which help optimize airflow down into the turbos. And we finished it off with our pressure hose kit, just to shore up all the connections on the charge piping, make sure we have a good seal as we add more boost pressure. We did also add our Flat 6 Motorsports water meth injection kit. Now this allows for lower intake air temperatures, improved performance, and also adds a little bit of a fueling element so we can push the car a little bit further. To tie this all together, we used M Engineering's custom pro tuning services to help optimize the car with all of these hardware modifications and get the car running in a good, safe place. We also used their PDK tune, which helps optimize the transmission for the added power. It helps add some pressure to the lines, which helps clamping force on the clutches and will allow this car to run reliably at these higher horsepower numbers. And the net result is it's an extremely fast car. The acceleration in this car is something you just have to experience. This car made a little bit over 250 wheel horsepower on the dyno. So when we went to the dyno, it was incredible gains across all parts of the power band. And again, this is a very safe and reliable package. We also took it out and did some dragging numbers. Now our dragging test strip is something close to us. It's a little bumpy. It's not the best pavement. It has a kink in it, but it's consistent. It's something we use to measure every vehicle and build that we do. So it's just a good metric to understand the differences in the tuning. And we dropped a full 2 seconds, over 2 seconds off our 60 to 130 time in the car. And the quarter mile time dropped a bit, but it really is about being traction limited. When we did that test, it was actually a little bit of a cold snap here in Florida, and the tires just didn't really hook up well. You gotta get a little heat in these Cup 2s, so it's probably not the most indicative. I'm sure at a drag strip you'd have, you know, sub 9.5 times all day easily. And you know, it just was very impressive, just the performance gains you get, you know, through that acceleration. But let's just do a little roll on again here. So we're in Sport Plus mode and do a little second gear roll on. Woo, man. She is a beast. The way it pulls, particularly up top towards redline, is just extremely strong all the way. You just drop it back into normal mode. You can kind of hear that exhaust, but now you probably can't hear much of it. It's just a really great system. I think for this car, you know, you could daily drive this car, you could run errands, take it on a road trip. You know, you get an extreme amount of comfort in this 992 chassis. It's just a very user-friendly vehicle. It's easy to drive. It just checks so many boxes when you think about actually driving a car and living with a car. And then you get this elite level of performance out of the factory with the all-wheel drive system, with these carbon ceramic brakes, with the suspension wizardry that's going on in the 992 Turbo S. And you add this extra power, you know, in excess of 900 horsepower in this case. It handles it well, but you get this incredible amount of capability and performance and acceleration that truly is elite. I mean, if you think about any other car out there, and I thought, is this the best car in the world? I got back after driving this the first time and I thought, yeah, in my opinion, it really is when you factor in the performance levels and just all of the creature comforts you get with this car, how easy it is to drive. You know, you're not making any compromise or sacrifice with this car. It's just so damn good. And with this power level, you're talking elite performance. You know, the only things that could sniff it really are going to be, you know, a Bugatti, a LaFerrari, you know, McLaren P1. And, you know, those are extremely rare, specialized, exotic cars. And they're probably still not going to drive as good at all times, you know, when you factor in the 992 overall use with daily driving and just the control, the stability. It's just a tremendous car. Wow, what a car. This is really the pinnacle of street performance. We asked the question, is this the best car in the world? And in my humble opinion, I do think it is. This is just such a great platform. It has great OEM integration as well. Literally, if you didn't know what you were looking at or driving, just cruising, it feels like a stock car. And in the highest regard, it really does feel like a 900 plus horsepower car delivered from Porsche. And I mean that as a sincere compliment to the Stage 4 Plus power kit and what Porsche has developed here on the 992 Turbo S. Do you think it's the best car in the world? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have a 992 Turbo, check us out at flat6.com and you too could have the best car in the world. Thanks and see you in the next one.